Hi dear students, you are welcome in this video. Dear students, as you know that we are making videos on linguistics and covering different types of topics in linguistics. Today we have another topic in the same series and we will talk about letters and sounds in English, or what kind of sounds or letters are there and how these sounds and letters work to form words or sentences, or how language is spoken. All these things we are going to cover in this video. Before that, let's understand what kind of questions we are going to cover in this video. Very first, here you can see what is phonology and phonetics. This is a very basic question and we are going to discuss about this question. Then second question, here we have taken the distinction between letters and sounds, and this distinction is very important because though sounds and letters are part of phonology or phonetics or the linguistics, we need to differentiate between them and we need to understand the very difference between letters and sounds. Though they are correlated, though they are interrelated, but we need to consider them on different levels. So let's talk about first, and before that we are going to talk about phonology and phonetics. So what is phonology or phonetics? Let's consider very first this definition I have borrowed from Britannica.com, and in this definition we have both the terms explained, phonology and phonetics. So very first, phonology. Phonology is nothing but study of the sound patterns that occur within languages. Some linguists include phonetics, the study of the production and description of speech sounds, within the study of phonology. Now when we talk about phonology, or very first term, it is nothing but sound pattern. So here we need to consider it on the level of sound pattern. What kind of pattern does form in a language? Now this sound pattern forms in a language, it is directly related to language. So when we talk about phonology, we must talk about the sound pattern, and because there is a particular sound pattern in each language. Say for example, I am speaking here and I am using a very different, or we can say that a continuous sound pattern in this language or in English. So it is related to language and it is a pattern. Again, this pattern, when we consider on the level of production, here on the level of production or description, then we are talking about the phonetics. Now some scholars, some linguists say that phonetics is the part of phonology. So phonology is a broader term and it covers phonetics. And what is there in the phonetics? In phonetics we consider direct speech sound, the production of speech sound, the production of acoustics or acoustic pattern of words or letters, and this is considered in phonetics, or it gives you the description of sound production. So these are basic concepts. Most of the time most of the scholars or laymen or those students who study linguistics consider these both terms similar, but there is a minute difference. The difference is that phonetics directly considers the production of sound, whereas phonology considers the pattern of sound. Now again, let's consider the phonetics. Again, this definition is borrowed from Britannica.com, and in phonetics, the study of speech sound and their physiological production and acoustic qualities. Now here we can consider it is speech sound and their physiological production. Again, it is related to production and acoustic qualities, and based on these different types of qualities we have sub branches of phonetics, and here these sub branches are given. For example, here it deals with the configurations of vocal tract used to produce speech sounds. Now this is related to vocal tract and it is called as articulatory phonetics. So this is articulatory phonetics, one of the sub branches of phonetics. Again, the acoustic properties of speech sounds, this is considered in acoustic phonetics. So acoustic means related to sound, how sounds are produced, it is called as acoustic. Then next we have the manner of combining sounds so as to make syllables, words and sentences. Now this is considered in linguistic phonetics. So these are some of the sub branches of phonetics. So phonetics can include or cover articulatory phonetics, acoustic phonetics and linguistic phonetics. So this is the difference between phonology and phonetics. Now let's understand our main core of this video, and it is letters and sounds. First, let's think about letters. Letters are visual symbols used in written language. It is very basic. What are letters? Letters are nothing but visual symbols. Now when we talk about language, we directly consider language on the level of spoken qualities or acoustic qualities or sound qualities. But here, what are letters? Letters are nothing but visual symbols used in written language, but these letters represent a sound. Again, these letters may correspond one or two sounds, and here we have example letters and sounds in English. Now if I ask you a question, how many letters are there in English language, or how many alphabets are there? So we have answered 26 alphabets, but this 26 alphabets represent one or more than two sounds, and we are going to discuss it in next slides. And if I ask you how many sounds are there in English, obvious the answer is there are 44 sounds. Now you will think that there are only 26 letters but 44 sounds. So this is the basic difference between letters and sounds. So this thing we need to understand, we need to consider here. Now letters are building blocks of written language. When you think of language on the level of written communication, you must consider it as the building blocks. Without these letters, without these visual symbols, we cannot write. So it is basically a written language, and sound is spoken language. So this is the basic difference. Again, we have an example here, forms the words. For example, the word bat. Now this word, we have three visual symbols, B, then we have A, and third visual symbol is T. So this word forms as bat, but this bat also represents a sound, b, a, t. Let's consider sounds here. So I hope you got the idea about these letters. Now we will talk about sounds. Now sounds also known as phonemes or phonemes. So these phonemes are nothing but distinct units of sound in spoken language. So it is directly related to spoken language, and these sounds are distinct, means they are different than other sounds. For example, I am speaking to you, each sound, whatever I am producing, each words, it has a different set of sounds. So this is basically in spoken language. Then it is these phonemes are basic elements of language. Without these phonemes or without these sounds, we cannot have spoken language. So this is very basic, or these are basic elements. Again, let's take an example of the word bat. Now this word bat represents three sounds. Let me give you the symbols of these sounds. For example, this is b sound, then we have a sound here, this is a again, and we have t sound here. You can consider, or this t sound can be represented as in this slanted lines. Generally we use slanted lines to give the symbols. Now this is the t symbol, so this is t symbol. Now these three sounds are there in the word bat, b, a, and t sound. So I hope you got the idea. Again, these sounds are called as phonetic symbols. Now what are these? These are the phonetic symbols. B, a, and t are phonetic symbols. Now it is actual audible units of speech. Actual audible units, because I am producing sounds. For example, if you take an example, I am talking about letters and sounds, and what am I doing? Just I am producing different types of sounds which are formed into words, and this is nothing but the audible units. So these are the audible units. B, we can pronounce it, a, we can pronounce it, t, we can pronounce it. Now let's consider the letters. Now this is the chart of letters. How many letters are there in English? There are 26 letters. Okay, and these 26 letters represent different sounds. For example, here we have very first letter A, and it represents A-E, 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 two sounds. B, B-E, C, S-E, we have two sounds for this letter. D represents again D-E, then E represents E sound. Then we have F, A, F, and this is also written as A, and f. So this is the symbols or symbolic representation, a, f. Then we have G sound, J, E. This is a, we can say that there are two sounds, J and E sound. Then H, A, E, Ch. Then we have I, A, E. Then we have J, E, J, A, E. Here we have three sounds. Then we have K, E. Again we have one diphthong and K sound, K, A, E. Then again we have L. Again it can be written as A, L. Two sounds we have. M. Again it can be written as A, M, or M sound, M. Then we have again N. Same, these are different sound, different types of sounds, and different types of letters represent different types of sounds. Au. Then we have P, E. Then we have K, Y, U sound, Q. Then we have R sound, A, R. This is written in inverse. It is like we can consider it as long A, and R. This is long A and this is R. These are two sounds here, R. Then S, T, E, T, U, Y, U, U. Then we have again you can understand these sounds and letters. Then we have W letter and W, E, two sounds. Then we have W. Then here we have many sounds, D, A, B, A, L, Y, U, W. Then we have X, A, K, S, three sounds. Then we have Y, W, I, again three sounds. We have Z, in Z, Z, E and Z, A, D. These both pronunciations are used to represent the letter Z or Z. So these are different types of letters and sounds represented by these letters. Now let's consider the sounds, because we talked about 44 sounds in English, and here we have description of these 44 sounds. Just let me read all these sounds so that you can understand. In the next videos we are going to dissect all these sounds and we will consider their articulatory system, how they are produced. We also will talk about the vocal tract and from where these sounds come and how do we produce or pronounce these sounds, and we will also think about the labels, different types of term labels or three term labels of these sounds. Now here we can divide English sounds into broad two groups. First is vowels and second consonants. Again these vowels can be divided into monophthongs and diphthongs. Diphthongs means two sounds combined in one sound, and monophthongs means single sounds. Again this can be divided as vowels and consonants. Let's see, I will read it. Though my pronunciation will not be like the pronunciation of a native speaker, but I will try to pronounce these sounds as correct as I can. Okay, so you can understand or you can read this chart. So here we have first vowels. This is long E and we will pronounce it as E, then short E, E, U, long U. So this is long, you can consider this is short. Again this is short U, this is long U in shoot. So here we have the examples. For example, sheep, sheep, good, shoot. There then we have diphthongs here, E, A, then A, E, wait, here wait. Then we have A sound here, bed, as in bed. Then we have A sound, teacher. Here we can consider it as A sound. Long A, bird. Then we have long A, door. Then we have U, A, tourist, tourist, U, A. Then we have A, E, boy. Then we have A, U, show. So you can understand it. Then we have A sound as in cat. Then we have A, stronger. This is stronger. Up, this is longer. This is also written like this, long A. We also can write it like this, long A. Far, then this is A sound. We also can write it as A sound. This is long A, this is short A, as in on. Air, here. I, my. Ow, cow. Then we have consonants. These are 20 vowel sounds including diphthongs, and now we have 24 consonant sounds. Just I'll read, listen to it carefully. P as in P, B as in boat, T as in tea, D as in dog, Ch as in cheese, J as in June, K as in car, G as in go. F sound as in fly, F sound as in video, Th sound as in think, D sound as in this, S sound as in see, Z sound as in zoo, Sh sound as in shell, and J sound as in television, M sound as in man, N sound as in now, Ng sound as in sing, H sound as in hat, L sound as in love, R sound as in red, W sound as in wet, and Y sound as in yes. So these are 24 consonants. I hope you got the idea of consonants and vowels. We will discuss these vowels and consonants in detail, and I will tell you how to pronounce all these sounds. But here our main concern is to distinguish between letters and sounds, and we did it very well. If you have any problem, any query, you can comment below in the comment section. We will talk about, or we will find answers to your comments. So thank you very much. Let's meet in the next video.